It's a pleasure to welcome you all today. We are gathered here to explore one of the most important topics in modern engineering and industrial development. Our goal is not only to understand the fundamental concepts, but also to connect them with the real applications that shape our daily operation in the refinery or gas plant or petrochemical. And we will start our discussion talking about the H2S, which is one of the most important topics nowadays related to the worker in the refinery, especially in the sulfur production area and the amine regeneration and the sour water. This area you will find the high concentration of this gas H2S. So we need to know the composition, the risk, and how we can treat in the standard organized way with this gas H2S, which is very dangerous, I think. Our target today is to prepare the employee to know what are the potential hazards when worker around the atmosphere of H2S, hydrogen sulfide, and how to protect themselves from this gas and the other employee also. The occurrence of H2S, you will find H2S in the refinery concentrated in the conversion units like hydrocracking, 3000 and more. You can find this gas also in amine regeneration unit. You can find or you will find this gas concentrated in sulfur production plant. Many units in the refinery handling this gas and working with atmosphere related to this gas. So the occurrence in the refinery or a gas processing plant is a major. Okay. H2S occurrence, the largest industrial producer of H2S is the petroleum industry. Other sources include coke oven, paper mills, and the trashes in the street with dips. You can find also this gas concentrated and harmful for health. Okay, so the name H2S is a derivative from the molecules which compose this gas, two hydrogen atom and one sulfur atom. So the name sour gas, sour acid gas, sulfurated hydrogen H2S, all these names are related to the H2S, which is composed from two atoms from hydrogen and one atom from sulfur. Okay, the smell of this gas is a rotten egg gas, and it's already colorless, with offensive odor and concentration more than 100 ppm paralyze the sense of smell. You cannot smell. More than 100 paralyze the sense of smell and you cannot smell. It is extremely toxic gas, easily dispersed by the wind, and flammable also, and corrosive, and heavier than air. This information is very important. Heavier than air. So if you are going into a dike or something like that, or go in whatever hole or whatever in a depth, okay, so it is heavier than air. You will face H2S. On the top of the tower, little amount. On the bottom of the tower or beside the tower, a higher amount. Is it clear and simple? Because this gas is heavier than air and soluble in oil and water. This gas soluble in both of them, not only water, okay? Soluble in water and also in oil and water, both of them. H2S is irritant. When it's accumulated with water and combined with water, okay, in your body, it starts to make irritation to your eyes, to your nose, and some kind of inflammatory. Okay, H2S is irritant gas. When reacted to water, it forms a weak acid, because H2S with water slightly compose H2SO4 weak acid. There is water in our eyes, nose, throat, and respiratory system, which lead to this irritation. You will feel burn in your eyes, you will feel burn in your nose, and something like that. You start to coat. Your respiratory system will be composed to irritation. So try to understand the relation between water and H2S. H2S plus water compose weak acid. This acid starts to attack and make inflammation in your nose, in your eyes, something like that. Okay, this is the effect in your body. The effect in your body also related to your lung. Okay, look, normal breathing system. What is a normal breathing system? You intake the oxygen and you send out from your body the oxygen and some CO2. Okay, this is the normal respiratory process in your body. Okay, O2 plus the blood cell, and the blood cell with the system blood circulation start to feed all the cell in your body with oxygen. This is the normal respiratory. Okay, but what happens if you inhale some of the H2S? H2S react with your blood. Now if we inhale H2S, H2S do not allow oxygen to mix our red blood cell. If our blood cell stop to get the oxygen, our brain stop to get oxygenated blood. Okay, so it will substitute oxygen and it will accumulate with the blood cell, and it will go to all your parts, your body parts, and prevent the oxygen to reach these parts. Okay, so one of the most critical process like this is when the H2S accumulated or combined with the blood cell and go to your brain, because it is stop the respiratory system and stop your lung from continue breathing. It start to give from your brain the signal to your lung not to breathe anymore. Okay, paralyze is stopping to give the order to your lung to continue breathing. Very, very critical, this gas H2S. Okay, so never trust your nose. Why never trust your nose? Because after the threshold 100 ppm, you will not sense the occurrence of H2S. I will repeat this statement again because it's very, very dangerous. Okay, more than a concentration greater than 100 ppm, your nose, your sense of smell finished. It will not continue smell this gas. For this reason, this gas is very, very critical. Okay, more than 100 ppm, you will not continue sense this gas. Okay, so never trust your nose to detect a H2S. We will continue the effect on our body. H2S effect on our body depend on three items: the duration of exposure, the intensity or concentration of the H2S, and susceptibility, which is your force, your strength of your body, and your age. Okay, which will support you if you get this exposure. Okay, exposure limit. Here we have to discuss the abbreviation BEL, the permissible exposure limit. Depend or define it as a maximum air concentration you can be exposed for 8 continuous hours, okay, shift, or 40 hours per week without your respiratory protection. So you will work in environment, and in this environment you will work for 8 hours, and you will get the exposure for this gas. So your limit is 10 ppm, not more than this, for 40 hours per week. Is it clear? Yeah. So by this statement, you will work for 40 hours per week, not more than this. Exposure is maximum 10 ppm. Okay, this is the permissible exposure limit. What is the STEL, short-term exposure limit? The short-term exposure, which is defined by the standard related to this subject, is based on 15-minute time exposure. Okay, 15-minute time exposure. Some gases and the vapor have an allowable maximum short term. So maximum short term for exposure to this gas will be 15 minutes, and the maximum concentration, as we will discuss, can reach to 100. Okay, immediate, dangerous to life and health, at once effect on your body, irritation in your eyes, nose, throat, and you lose your sense here, okay, at this concentration is 100 ppm. So 100 ppm, you can take it as a dangerous threshold. It is very, very critical. Why? Because he writes immediate dangerous. Okay, this is the one of the most definitions related to H2S gas. Here, the TWA, which is the time weight average, defined as the maximum concentration of any toxic gas to which a worker can be exposed of an average 8-hour shift, 40 hours a week. This is the time weight average, okay? So you can cross this range and it will reach between 10 ppm to 10 ppm to 15 ppm, okay? So you have to tick with your coverall. This detector will give you the indication more than 10 ppm everywhere you are working in sulfur or amine or sour water stripper unit or whatever in the refinery handling H2S. Why? Because all the slides give you announcing don't go more than 10 ppm. Don't go more than 10 ppm. Okay, this is very critical. We described all these abbreviations. And what is here? Here we have to concentrate a little bit about the different concentration of H2S. Here we have to concentrate. If you get the exposure for 1 ppm, okay, so smell a rotten egg. 10 ppm, 8 hours as TWA, it's a little bit accepted for 40 hours per week. Here 15 minutes, it's limited acceptance, okay? But here very, very dangerous 100. 100 ppm mean what? Lose sense of smell, coat, burning in eyes, headache, and dizziness and respiratory irritation. So this is 100. 300 ppm concentration, lose of the consciousness with time less than 30 minutes. Okay, can you see the 300 ppm lose of consciousness with time less than 30 minutes. 1000 immediate respiratory arrest, lose the consciousness, and followed by this. God save, followed by this. Can you see? So why we did not trust H2S? Simply because above a certain value from ppm, you will not sense by your nose the gas, okay? If you get the exposure to 1000 ppm immediately, it followed by this, after this symptoms. Is it clear, this table? H2S flammable gas also. This is why H2S dangerous. Not only you inhale H2S, H2S is flammable gas, okay, and there is explosive limit for this gas. There is a lower explosive limit and the upper explosive limit. The lower explosive limit for this gas when mixing with air is 4.3%, and the upper explosive limit for this gas is 46%, which is equal to 43,000 ppm, or the upper explosive limit, which is 460,000 ppm. You can find easily this concentration in a unit like hydrocracking or severe hydrocracking unit in the recycled gas or something like that during the solviding, for example. Okay, so the flammability of H2S is considered beside the effect on body. Okay. Also, some gas is very, very critical, like SO2 with concentration 2 ppm and concentration reached to 20 ppm. So SO2 also a critical. Here I want to inform you about the alarm system, because when you work in a refinery or gas plant, there is alarm system with annunciator, give you alarm to warn you that there is some leakage H2S, and they give this signal to the control room. The shift manager will take action. But I want to inform you to take the wind direction in your mind, and you have to be above the wind all time. Always pay attention to flag or wind socks. When the alarm sound, retreat, cross wind to safe breathing area. Okay, so there is an important issue here related to H2S gas, which is SCBA, self-contained breathing apparatus. This self-contained breathing apparatus will help you when you start to use for 30 minutes to take some actions. Okay, if the bottle is full and tested, be careful. Okay, so when we use SCBA, self-contained breathing apparatus, gas testing, rescue of some enclosed or confined space, firefighting you can use, okay, containing or cleaning toxic spill, recovering control of adverse operational situation in case of emergency. Put your mind how to test this SCBA and the duration, and there is a special course for using this device to take some actions in your unit with this device. Okay. Another one, which is escape mask. And the escape mask, I want to tell you that this is for limited time. This contain only 5 minutes air, not used for rescue or of worker. This is very critical. The escape mask do not use for rescue your friend, for example. Okay, it is only for you. It is only for you and for short time. And if we have a maintenance activity, for example, in a mean regeneration unit, okay, you have to take both of them with you, the detector to give you the indication of part per million and the escape mask also. Okay, both of them. So what is the rescue procedure? And I want to, before discussing this issue, I want to tell you there is a certified course related to the rescue procedure. My discussion is only discussion, just to warn you, just to tell you that it is very important to take care from this gas, but there is a special course related to the H2S gas emission, and you have to be certified when you are dealing with gas. Again, you have to be certified and you have to take course specialized in dealing with H2S, especially if you are working in refinery units related to the H2S. But here, let's take the general idea, okay? H2S kill many of us when we are not trained, okay? Remember always to protect yourself first, then other. Always work in pair or use the body system. You should know how to use this SCBE as we mentioned before. If you are not trained, don't rescue anyone. If you are not trained, don't rescue anyone. Step 1 is in the procedure, evacuate only. If there is a huge emission from H2S, you have to evacuate the place as the first step, sound the alarm as a second step, assess the situation, okay, because contacting the shift manager and contact the control room to ask for help. Protect yourself by putting on the SCBA, okay. If you cannot go upwind and be away in the reverse direction, you can use this step number 4 to putting on the self-contained breathing apparatus, okay. Rescue the victim. There's some crew responsible for something like that, okay. You cannot do something like this if you are not training, if you're not certified for step number 5. Step number 6, revive the victim and give the first aid. This is number 7. So I can make abbreviation for our lecture, okay, here by adjusting this slide and tell you what is H2S. It is a highly toxic flammable gas with rotten egg and smell at low concentration only. Here we can say why H2S is dangerous. This is very important. Why H2S is dangerous? We should, from our discussion, why. Here is the clear screen is clear. The screen is clear. Why H2S is dangerous? It is extremely toxic and can cause unconsciousness and death within seconds at high level. Can human always smell H2S? For sure, no. Can human always smell H2S? For sure, no. At concentration above 150 200 ppm, it paralyzes the sense of smell. Paralyze the sense of smell. What are the exposure limit? OSHA give you the exposure limit in maybe maximum is 20 ppm, and we have to consider 10 ppm. Okay, and the dangerous limit is 100 ppm. Okay, very very dangerous, 100 ppm. Relation to sulfur, H2S is the sulfur source in the sulfur recovery unit, okay, regenerated by the amine, and after that send the acid gas to the sulfur recovery unit. What happens when inhaled? Okay, cause headache, nausea, and dizziness, and unconsciousness, and respiratory failure. If the dose is too high, it can lead more than 500. It can lead to death. Okay. Most dangerous effect, respiratory paralysis leading to sudden death. Very, very critical. Is H2S flammable? For sure, yes. H2S gas is flammable, can cause fire. Okay. The flammability range, lower explosive limit and upper explosive limit, 4.3% and 45.5%. As we mentioned before, you can switch it to ppm easily. What is the smell? The smell with lower concentration is a rotten egg smell, but unreliable as high level go with more concentration. Heavier or lighter than air? For sure, heavier than air. Be afraid from the lower parts. Be afraid from holes from the tank dike or something like that. Okay. How is H2S detected? Portable detectors, fixed detectors, and other devices in your place should be checked before you use. Cannot detect by nose. Okay. SCBA. What it is? SCBA. What it is? A self-contained breathing apparatus. Give you short time for dealing, 30 minutes. Respirators with sulfur cartridge, a goggle, and gloves. What to do if alarm sounds? Evacuate upwind first, clearly. Okay, what to do if alarm sounds? Evacuate upwind. Do not rescue without SCBA, self-contained breathing apparatus. Inform control room and shift manager. It dissolves in water. Yes, we mentioned before H2S dissolve in water and oil. Okay, but when it dissolves with water, it composes a weak acid and can cause corrosion. How does it cause corrosion? Lead to sulfide stress cracking, as we mentioned before. Natural in oil and the gas, yes. Common in sour well. So naturally, when you are digging for producing the oil from the underground, you have to expect to receive a sour gas with high concentration from the H2S. Sweet versus the sour gas. We consider sour gas if we have concentration for the H2S more than 4 ppm. When you are working in the well, in the desert, and explore for producing the gas or oil, you produce gas more than 4 ppm sulfur component and H2S, you consider the gas sour gas. What happens in amine unit? Amine unit make regeneration for the H2S, capturing and absorb the H2S. When we make regeneration, we send the acid gas to sulfur recovery unit to produce sulfur. The methods of removal of H2S, amine treatment unit, this is a liquid, in the liquid phase, you remove H2S, okay? Also, the iron sponge and the zinc oxide. So you have fixed bed to remove the H2S, like the first part as we discussed in the fixed bed reactor. The first part of hydrogen production unit. This is zinc oxide, can remove the H2S and switch to ZNS and let the gas go sweet to the reformer section, okay? What to do for exposed person? Okay, for sure. There's another course or a special course related to the word CBR, which is meaning a first aid or cardiopulmonary resuscitation. This cardiopulmonary resuscitation, which means the first aid course if someone exposed to a huge amount of H2S, how you will deal with him how you start work with his lung and his mouth to give him some fresh air to restart his heart for another time. And this is the abbreviation of CPR, which is cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Okay. At the end of these small slides, I want to thank you all for listening for this important lecture. It is about a little bit safety, not operation, but it is important when you are making some special procedure or maintenance activity in some critical unit working or handling H2S gas. You have to put in your mind all what we mentioned before, because H2S gas is very risky and very harmful, and don't ever depend in your nose to smell this gas. I want to thank you at the end and appreciate it.